I'd like to have you, be able to give them to you. They're soft. Hey, your hand is soft.
Thank you very much.
All right, very attractive man.
Thank you.
I
You
guess
get lonely during the holidays.
You sure do.
Yeah.
I was an only child.
Were you really?
Oh, I made moves on lots of guys in the softball game.
Jokes were told on The Tonight Show every single night, but 99% of guests never delivered the way Jonathan Winters did.
How is the missus, by the way?
She's fine.
Good.
She's fine. She looks better than ever. And, of course, come on, we're not kids anymore, John, you know? And, but she's not bedridden, and,
It's not around the house anymore.
No, that's right. No. She's very active.
But the romance is still there.
But you've got to stay up all night, to keep her active. And,
These are moments of Jonathan Winters being too funny. Jonathan's story about his dad on Christmas.
man's like it. Don't put the try to put the train together now.
Your father was celebrating, was he?
He was celebrating something.
Yeah.
I think that his old picture of Hoover fell off the mantle, and so at any rate, I said, Dad, I asked that stupid question, and having been an alcoholic, I understand it now. I said, how are you feeling? I never said, how are we feeling? How are you feeling? I'm fine. And my tongue flies out a lot, and so I went over to kiss him, which, even in the 30s you could do that. And most fathers would point, here, never here. So I get, full blast. And so it was at that time with wet shoes that I stepped on the track.
Winters opening with a seemingly heartfelt story, and by the end impersonating his drunk dad on the couch is what made this story a classic. The Diet Pepsi joke.
When they pass away, do you then eat them?
No, bury them.
Oh, I see.
I don't like to eat a dead chicken. Not that I like, live chicken or something else, but I...
What, are you a geek or something?
Well, no.
No.
Hey, listen, you can have fun with Diet Pepsi, Here, eat that rascal. What I've had to do because of the neighborhood, which is a good neighborhood, we're not the wealthiest people in town, but some of the neighbors complained about roosters. Now, one is usually ample. What farm knowledge I have, it's left over. Usually the rooster services as many as 25 or 30 hens. It can. Oh, yeah. Wow. A lot of roosters do just what you do. Go, ooh,
Wow. It's Tuesday.
Yeah, that's right.
He targets something oddly particular about the actual product rather than a generic soda complaint using a brand name specific enough that no real setup is needed. The show dog joke.
So you went to this dog show?
Oh, yeah, I went to the dog show. And people comb their dogs and, put little things, mustaches on them and curl their eyelashes and then...
Bows in the hair and everything.
Bows, little bows. And you don't see I hate to say this because I know there are a lot of dog lovers. I'm a dog lover. But I like the good old mongrel dogs, that the crossbreed of 20, 57 varieties, whatever that is. Mutts. And they're cheap, too. And there's a lot more love, it seems to me, and affection. A show dog knows that all the time he's doing this all the time. When's the show? Whereas a mongrel just like it. And the little boy that's sitting by the fireplace goes, That wasn't me. And the fire goes out. Oh, well.
So
no, earthquakes are out here, as you know, and we all live with this thing. And they're always, the thing that bothers me, I was at a party the other night, and conversation was a lot of stuff, environmental things, and lack of water and one thing, and what's happening around the world, in the Middle East and everything. And it came around to earthquakes, and there's always one person, a man or a woman, young or old, that says, well, whatever we've experienced.
It's one thing to explain the difference between house and show dogs. To impersonate them live in front of everyone is exactly what broke Johnny's composure. His wife didn't think he'd win an Emmy.
I want to congratulate...
Makes me feel important.
Yes, I want to congratulate you, General, on winning the Emmy for Davis Rules, Best Supporting Actor.
I must tell you briefly about it. I know our time is limited here, but...
Not really.
I really didn't think that I was going to win, and otherwise I would have been there. And I turned to my wife of many years, and I said, "What do you think, sweetheart?" And she said, "You don't stand a chance." And so...
It's that kind of support that's kept you together, hasn't it?
That makes one want to return to, the shaving lotion. But at any rate...
You don't stand a chance, she said.
Oh, she just said, look at the competition. And it was just, Durning, my God, this guy from Evening Shade, and then, of course, Cheers and all this. Right. They've been on many.
Winters started off the story with the hard-to-believe premise that his own wife wouldn't support him, but it instantly turns believable, considering how accurate his impression came off. Roasting Robin Williams on The Tonight Show.
Gosh, I was so taken with this guy. I was when I first met him, and on Mork and Mindy, we had a marvelous time.
Those were good days.
You had access to more medication in those days.
Yeah, some of the shows were real quick.
I noticed the stuff wore off tonight.
Yeah. Columbian College Fund.
Mr. Williams didn't know you in the days when you and I
were... when we were on the sauce.
Yeah, when we were having a little...
Well, yeah, Johnny and I...
Can we have those blocked for you?
I'm sorry.
Could we have those sent out and clean for you?
It was easy getting them on. And now, here, you want to play with those?
Oh, yeah. This way I won't have so much guilt.
He zeroes in on a specific quirk of Williams's manic performing style rather than a generic insult, knowing a lazier line would have gotten steamrolled instantly. The average American citizen's impression.
We're going to talk just briefly to an average citizen of the United States, and your name, sir, is?
Wayne Second Face.
Wayne Second Face.
Wayne Second Face.
Where do you call home, Wayne?
Wales. No, I'm kidding. We're Wales descent.
Yeah.
Most people are from Wales originally, and Scotland, and also Istanbul.
Yeah. With everything that's going on today, all the accusations made, the improprieties in government, how do you feel about your country?
Oh, improprieties.
Yeah.
Well, I feel the country is suffering immensely from tremendous lies.
Tremendous
lies have been laid on us. Lies. But I have lied most of my life. I can say it. Now, let me say this. A lie is a lie. But when you get upwards of 60, you better stop lying. Not that I'm, afraid of going up or down. It's just in case I go up.
Right.
And I think, so whatever you ask me, and I'm touching you for a reason.
Oh, I see. Just like the...
God, you're a really good-looking man.
Well, thank you, Wayne.
He builds an entire character from scratch through small behavioral details like a slouch or a particular tone rather than any recognizable celebrity quirk. Winters tells Carson about how he deals with stress.
Yeah. Now, how do you deal going down doing a show? As you say, you're not as young as you used to be. A lot of stress doing a show?
Yeah, there is a lot of stress.
You take your painting materials down there?
Oh, no, there's not that time. Usually I just get the legs begin to go. I was talking to an athlete the other day, a professional. He told me it was on a bus. And
you had no way of knowing it.
I had no way of knowing. I knew he was on a bus. He was in trouble. So he said he played with the Washington Redskins, and he said, the first thing to go, John talked very fast, and he was trying to get off. He couldn't get off the bus. The legs were really gone. And so somebody just dragged him off and faced him again. But at any rate, he said the first thing to go are the legs. And I find that at 6'5", you're on these hard floors, legs go.
Yeah.
They really go. The mind, of course, that was gone a long time ago.
Personal reflection on something as universal as stress gave Jonathan a chance to blend genuine insight with his usual instinct toward performance, rather than a straight answer. The response likely starts sounding like real advice before a character voice or exaggerated scenario takes over the explanation entirely, transforming a simple question into a live Tonight Show performance. That balance of real personal material, paired with sudden comic invention, lets him discuss something genuinely relatable without the segment ever feeling like a serious venting moment. Johnny's questions seem to draw out more detail rather than letting Winters simply state his coping method and move on. The sledding dog joke.
I had 16 dogs, and I want to tell the people out there this. They were not live dogs because, I'll tell you, for many reasons. There are a lot of animal lovers like myself, and you whip those poor devils. You're starting up there,
in Anchorage, and you come on, swing down through Nome, and then catch a can. By the time you get into Oregon, there's no snow, and these guys are... Man, it's depressing. Dogs can be manic depressive, you know, and especially there's no bone. You throw them a little meat, and they turn around. And I had a guy, I had 16 dogs,
16
really.
dogs?
Oh, yeah, I had a lot of goodies.
Huskies, huh?
Huskies?
Yeah.
Well, I guess. They were certainly big dogs,
Yeah.
and...
Could be Malamutes, probably.
Malamutes, yeah.
Malamutes.
Take a choice.
Yeah.
I had a guy up with the lead dog because of the dog. Incidentally, I said they weren't real dogs, and they weren't. They had a key in them, and they...
I see.
They looked like they were real. The guy was real, and he had full leather on. I whipped him pretty good.
This bit trades in pure physical chaos, pairing a sled with a dog whose behavior apparently turns a simple winter outing into a small disaster. Rather than describing the scene generally, Jonathan builds the joke through a specific sequence of events. The dog reacting badly, the sled going somewhere it shouldn't, escalating step by step rather than landing all at once. That kind of structure mirrors an actual chase or crash unfolding in real time, giving the story momentum a flatter description wouldn't have managed on its own. Winter settings like this offer built-in visual comedy since everyone in the audience can picture snow, speed, and an animal completely out of control without needing any additional explanation. What starts as an ordinary outing spirals into something considerably messier by the time Winters finally brings the story to its end, using a whistle first thing into his appearance.
Yes. It's in one of the right or left pocket. Always little surprises. Everybody out of the pool. Let the young people stay.
Did you take swimming as a youngster?
I had no alternative.
Good.
The tough guys on the farm used to drag me through the creek. Oh, yeah, it was really bad taste. And for mile after mile, and you, boy. So, on the third day, of course, I learned to swim. A lot of frogs, and kelp and stuff. Not kelp really, because we're in creeks, but kelp is seaweed. I'm rather quick on that. That's another time they trolled with me.
But I can tell you something tonight that you don't know how I know. You got your hair cut yesterday, didn't you?
How'd you know that?
Eleanor cut it, didn't she?
It's frightening. Yeah.
Rather than opening with a greeting or a line, Winters starts the whole segment with a literal sound, immediately establishing that the appearance won't follow the usual conversational rhythm. The whistle functions almost like a punctuation mark placed before any actual sentence, catching both the audience and Carson off guard before Jonathan speaks a single word.
Yes, she did. I gave her...
Is that true?
Well, it certainly is.
Now,
Do you go to Eleanor, too?
No.
Why not?
Well, you probably want to know
there you
how...
go, Eleanor.
You probably want to know how I know that, don't you?
Yeah.
It's a small town out here. You had your hair cut yesterday, and Eleanor cut it, and it was in Toluca Lake.
Yes,
Not
that's
in the
true.
lake, I mean in the barbershop.
Eleanor's a very sweet lady, and
Because my brother goes there. And I
Is your
talked to
brother
my
go
brother today, and Dick told me Johnny was in there getting his hair cut. So
Yeah,
it all gets out. You
I
can't
felt,
hide out this
well,
time.
when you're going to do a network show, and it was getting a little, I don't have a lot, as you can see, gang. I imagine there are a lot of people out there with thick hair going, look, he has a semblance of hair. But it's not a rug yet. Come on, gang,
That choice signals a willingness to prioritize surprise and disruption over a conventional polite entrance most guests would have defaulted to automatically. Carson's reaction to something this unexpected likely colors the tone of everything that follows for the rest of the segment. Very few guests would risk opening cold with a sound effect instead of a joke, which makes this entrance memorable entirely on its own merits. The losing your hairline.
You're not going to lose your hair.
I don't think so.
No.
You're not going to lose yours.
Oh, no.
When you make your kind of money, you don't lose your hair. Ed said it.
That's right.
You're the star. Stars can't afford to lose the hair.
Yeah.
And,
You mentioned going swimming as a kid.
yes.
You mentioned-
in the creek.
I didn't know that you were an animal fancier. I thought I knew you pretty well. Somebody says you have pets, you have chickens?
Mm-hmm.
Now, come
Chickens?
on.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you don't live on a ranch. How do you...
I have a 2-acre ranch.
I didn't know that.
And
Well, that's not a big ranch, 2 acres.
it is to me, Johnny.
Well, I suppose.
Baldness material is common enough in comedy that landing a fresh version requires a genuinely unusual angle, and Jonathan seems to find one by attaching the hair loss to some unexpected comparison rather than stating the obvious fact alone. Instead of a flat observation, the joke pivots towards some consequence or image nobody would expect baldness to lead to, which is what actually earns the laugh from the room. That twist elevates it above the dozens of interchangeable balding jokes comedians of the era relied on constantly without much variation between them.
If you don't have money, that's a
Well,
big
when you
ranch.
think of the homeless, I mean, they're just lying down, someplace in the street, and we have 2 acres to lie down in, which is important. But I do have chickens.
Would you keep them for the eggs, or?
Yeah, I keep them for the eggs. I don't. It's just kind of strange thing. I like the chickens. It's something to visit, And my wife and I have been married for 40 incredible years, and I'm extremely happy. I'm completely programmed.
The delivery stays brisk with Winters, trusting the surprise of the comparison to do the work, rather than dwelling on the setup any longer than necessary. A subject this overused only works with exactly the kind of unexpected turn Winters manages to find here, before anyone in the room saw it coming. Jonathan Winters proved that even the most familiar comedy subjects, a soda brand, a dog show, a bad haircut joke, could become something nobody had heard before once he got hold of it. Which Jonathan Winters moment from this list caught you the most off guard? Drop your pick in the comments and subscribe for more classic Tonight Show comedy from the man who never once opened a segment the way anyone expected. Hope to see you next time.